It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, what's happening? What's happening, everybody? Happy 2020 to all of you. I appreciate you guys jumping on here first thing this morning. It is Thursday, January 2nd, 2020, which means we have exactly 365 days left in 2020. Yep. 365 days, even though we used one because we get a bonus day this year. 2020 is a leap year. So we got an extra day this year to make the very best of this amazing year that we've got in front of us here. So I hope everyone is, getting back in the swing of things today. I definitely am. I spent some time last night getting all planned out and ready to go today. Today's like a Monday almost for a lot of people. And so I wanted to start the year off on the right foot here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about kind of the word for the year that I've chosen for myself, and want you guys to kind of think about the same thing. You know, what's it going to be for this year? What is your year going to look like, and what is the one thing that you want to stick to, that you want to keep going back to, that's going to create a new level of success, a new level of fulfillment, a new level of everything in your life. And so as I started to see people posting about this, word of the year, if you will, I started thinking about what that word should look like for me. And I came up with the word discipline. So we're going to talk about that today. And I'm going to give you guys, a bunch of different ways that, exercising discipline and making strides in, kind of moving in that direction of making discipline a priority in my life, how that has impacted my life in a huge, huge way. And I want to share that with you guys because I can't tell you how important it has been to the growth that I've experienced. And then, you guys will get to witness this year in 2020 what it will mean for this year. But I want to say good morning to some people. What's happening? Eli, Bob, Patricia, Jeff, Bruce, Judd, my brother. What's happening, dude? I will see Judd in just 9 days in the Caribbean. And, man, I'm counting the minutes. Learning discipline in my life, guys, has transformed my life in a way that is honestly, it's hard to describe because, what it has done for me over the past few years has been unbelievable. And it has really given me what I would say is just to describe it very easily to you. Discipline has given me and will give you control in your life. So it will give you a level of control in your life that makes you feel like you have the ability to do almost anything. So it gives you control. Secondly, I would say that it gives you structure to your life. So having discipline creates some sort of structure, and structure leads to very good things from day to day, because you can chain together a lot of days that are really good when you've got a lot of structure, regardless of what's going on around you. And so it's really, really important for you to create that structure in your life, and that structure comes from the implementation of discipline. So from the idea of using a planner every single morning to write down your goals and give your days structure that they need to create a sense of calm in your life, it is absolutely the most important thing that you can do. So for example, last night, it was the first thing I did was get my planner ready for this morning, get everything kind of laid out as to what I needed to do. And then as I sat down at my desk this morning, I had a different sense of calm about me. And if you guys see my planner, there's literally not one line on it of things that need to be done today. So I have a lot on my plate, but I will not feel overwhelmed today because I have a plan, right? I have some discipline that I've implemented that creates a plan. And so, regardless of how overwhelmed you ever feel with stuff, writing in your planner every single day, having that discipline to do that will keep the chaos organized in your life, and it'll help you stay on track when the people around you are kind of losing it or they're all over the place, right? So you can pile a lot more into your life if you create that discipline of having a planner in front of you every single day that has a plan on it of how you're going to execute. Good morning, Dayton, Chris, my wife, Dom, Lydia, Trisha. What's happening, guys? Thank you for jumping on here this morning. I really appreciate it. We're back on track here, and I'm fired up for 2020. So here's some of the other parts of discipline, guys, that I wanted to share with you that you may not think about in your life, but how discipline, that one thing that you can work on in your life, staying disciplined, keeping your promises to yourself, as I always say, will impact you. So how to stay disciplined to your health. So staying disciplined to your health, to your diet, to your exercise, to drinking water, to just doing those simple things in your life that will create the right routine that will create a healthier version of you. It's super, super important for us to stay disciplined to our health. Glenn Lundy, what's happening, my man? Thank you for jumping on here, man. If you guys... I've mentioned Glenn's show before, but if you guys aren't following hashtag Rise and Grind, not just the show, but also the group, I would highly recommend that you guys do that. It's an incredible group of people over there, and Glenn is an incredible human being that's doing just great things in the world. So staying disciplined to your health, being disciplined in your emotions. Think about that one for a second. So when things happen in your life, do you stay disciplined in your emotions, or do you overreact and then kind of course correct later on down the road after you figure out that you've overreacted? So not reacting to things in a way that you look back and regret. Not looking back and saying, man, I wasted a lot of time feeling a certain way when I could have just been disciplined to my emotions and really processed this properly. So discipline to your health, discipline to your emotions. Having discipline to your values. Not allowing people to violate what you believe and or what your team believes and get away with it. So it's not a sense of having this controversial culture where everybody's trying to get everybody else in trouble or holding everybody. It's this environment that you have discipline to those values. You have discipline to the mission that you're on, and you do not allow people to do things that are outside of those values. And that goes for your personal life and or business. Having discipline to your values will create an environment that is comfortable for you because it's what you believe, right? When you are in line with what you believe, those are the most productive days. Those are the days that we get the most done. The days that we feel most at home are the days that we feel most productive. Being disciplined in your thoughts, making sure that everything that you think is in line with what you are trying to do. This is something, guys, that is really, really, thoughts become things, right? Thoughts become the things in your life that actually take over your days. And so I'm going to go to the next one. Will explain this more, but it's those thoughts that you have. Some of this is tied to the emotions, to the reactions that you have. But those thoughts that you have about things and how much time you spend thinking about certain things, make sure that stuff is aligned with what you want. Because in this world that we live in, there are so many different things. I talked about turning all of the notifications off on your phone on Tuesday. That is a restriction of your thoughts going all over the place. That is a way to control that, right? But it's being disciplined in your thoughts is a variety of things. It's not allowing yourself to go down rabbit holes that you shouldn't, but it's also controlling that environment that's around you that keeps things hectic from time to time. If you don't intentionally declutter your thoughts, declutter your days, then you will end up with a lot more chaos than what you need, and that is not a good thing for your life. It will not create the consistency and the discipline that you need to be successful. So having discipline with your time is the next one. So not spending time on the things that won't actually matter 5 years from now. You know, one of my rules is if it doesn't matter to me 5 years from now, I try not to spend more than 5 minutes talking about it. Some examples of this would be, coworkers or employees that are consistently a problem within your company. There's gossip, there's naysayers, there's haters, there's, all of these things out there in the world that drag on our time, right? We're investing time into the wrong things. Maybe you're spending too much time on social media. Maybe you're spending too much time browsing on Amazon. But the reality is having discipline with your time will introduce you to exactly how much time you really have in your life. And so when you could get your time to a point that it is really, really disciplined, you will see exactly how much time you truly have. Because I remember back in my life when I thought I was busy, and now I realize today that I was not that busy at all, because I can fit a lot more things into my days, weeks, months, and a year than I could 5 years ago, because I continuously work on the discipline of time. So being disciplined with the different aspects of your life, guys, I see a lot of people get to the point of disappointing their family or loved ones because they're not disciplined with the different aspects of their life. So, for example, people will go all in on work for weeks, maybe a month, maybe whatever that timeline looks like, and ultimately they set themselves up for disappointment within their family because they're not paying attention to one aspect of their life. They're only paying attention to one aspect, which is business. They're not paying attention to the other aspect, which is their family or whatever else they've got going on. It's amazing to me how people do this. And what you see is that people go up. They get tons of stuff done in business, and then boom, everything gets torn out from underneath of them. And it creates, because their family is putting so much pressure on them to kind of counteract what they've done that was not disciplined. They were not paying attention to one aspect of their life. And so what this creates in your life is extreme inconsistency. It creates ups and downs, and that's the last thing that you want in business, in life, as a leader, as someone that people rely on. You want to keep things consistent and calm and right on track for what others expect from you. And if you create the right discipline in your life, you will absolutely see what I'm talking about, and you will experience all of these benefits of the things that I'm talking about here today. So I want to run back through that list real quick of the different things. And there's far more than what I'm saying here. So if you guys feel like you're undisciplined in certain areas of your life, think about those areas. I'm just giving you a few examples of being disciplined with your health, being disciplined with your emotions, having discipline to your values, being disciplined when it comes to your thoughts, having discipline with your time, and last but not least, being disciplined when it comes to the different aspects of your life, the different buckets of your life. So I will end with this, guys. For me, over the past few years of me working on discipline, of me trying to create this discipline in my life that has created a new level of success for me, here's what I have established, is discipline comes from a routine. My man Glenn Lundy talks about this all the time. Your morning routine creates a rhythm in your life that nothing else can create. And so if you do not have a routine, it will be extremely, extremely difficult for you to create discipline in your life. And routine, creating discipline, will allow you to do those things that you don't want to do, regardless of the circumstance, on a far more regular basis. And what I have established over the past few years is that doing the things that you don't want to do on a regular basis, doing those things, never even hesitating, just doing those things, right? Just no hesitation, just bam, they just get done. Regardless of whether you enjoy doing them, whether it's technically your job to do them, whether all of those things that make us procrastinate and do things that we shouldn't do, put things off, all that stuff. When you are able to do those things that you don't want to do on a regular basis, and then you're able to have a routine and create consistency in your life, you will experience a calm and a level of success that you have never experienced before, just from working on discipline in your life. And for me, the definition that I've adopted most, that I tell myself in those moments where I don't want to do things, is discipline and success are tied to keeping promises to yourself. Doing those things that you said you would do when you don't want to do them. And so when you think about all of those things, when you think about you're being disciplined to your emotions, an example of that would be having conversations, or being able to have conversations that you don't want to have, that you want to put off, that are conflict in your life, whether it's a conversation you got to have in your own family or a conversation you got to have in business. Having the discipline to maintain your emotions so that you can have those conversations immediately. You don't end up procrastinating it, and it doesn't end up becoming a problem in your life. All of these things matter, guys, and it all comes down to having the right discipline. So discipline comes from routine, and it comes from doing the things that you don't want to do, regardless of the circumstances or the time that it is that you may not feel like doing it. And so I would tell you guys, discipline is my word of the year. It's going to create great things in my life. I know that. I hope that you guys take the time to think about that today and what it will create for you. The planner that I use has created enormous success. There's a variety of them out there. Glenn Lundy has one. I think it's riseandgrindplanner.com. I've got one that I use that we're going to start giving out to the people within my coaching program, and trying to get some people adopting that. But find the one that works for you guys. Just use a planner. Create a plan for your day. Create a routine that will create success in your life. It's discipline, guys. And if you can work on discipline this year, I promise you that when 2021 comes, you'll look back at this video, at this moment when you decided to make a change in your discipline, and you will tie a lot of your success to that moment when you decided that you were going to be more disciplined than you ever were before. So that's it for this morning, guys. I will see you guys again tomorrow morning right here, same place, same time, 7:30 a.m. On Morning Perspective. I appreciate you guys so much tuning in. If you found this to be beneficial, please share it out, because I think that everybody could use a little bit more discipline in their life, and I would like to meet a heck of a lot more people in 2020 and get them on this live stream starting their day off right. So if you guys could share this out and bring a few of your friends here every single morning, I would greatly appreciate it. And I think that if we do this often enough, we bring more people in here, we introduce more people to a better way of starting their day, that we really can change the world. So I appreciate you guys being here with me every single morning, and I will see you again tomorrow morning right here, same place, same time. I love you guys. Thank you so much.